How are you, my friend?
I'm great. How are you?
Life is good.
Life
Cheers
is
with the
great.
espresso.
Cheers.
So, before we're gonna start, it's the first video that we're gonna do. Yeah, I know you a little bit,
Yeah.
but I guess like the people don't know you. Tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
yourself.
I'm Oz. I grew up here in Boulder, Colorado, but lived a little in Israel and a little bit all over the place. Just finished a degree in chemical engineering, and now I work as a engineering consultant, which has its ups and downs. It's pretty good though for now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So people who don't know Oz, what I learned about Oz is one of the most amazing guy with the most beautiful emotion in that world. We got like really deep conversation about life, and like our friendship is like a little bit new, but we feel how strong is the friendship and how strong we are.
Like brothers, really. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like that. We connected a lot through the Israeli background that we both share and our love for Israel, and connected really like a brother so quickly. So
Yeah, I fully agree about that. So today I choose like 5 reels
Cool.
that speak most about emotion, about relationship, about life. That I think you and me can speak about that for hours and give some information for the people that watch us and give some another perspective.
Great.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. First reels.
Date the girl who wants everyone to know you're together, the girl who makes her feelings obvious to you, the girl who invites you to see her family, the girl who holds your hand in public so boys know she's taken, the girl who misses you when you're gone, the girl who is honest with you even if it's hard for her, the girl who makes plans with you, the girl who introduces you as her boyfriend, the girl who calls instead of texts, the girl who cares about how your day was, the girl who asks to see your beautiful face, not your news, the girl who talks to her mom about you, the girl who puts effort into your relationship, the girl who wants to take cute pictures, the girl who is loyal, the girl who loves you as deeply as you love her. Some people may say this is a lot to ask for, but it's simply respect, something everyone deserves. And there is saying that to love someone deeply gives you strength. Being loved by someone deeply gives you courage.
That's make me a little bit feel the emotion inside me.
Emotional for sure. No, it's very deep. It's very emotional, and I think it's something that everyone can connect to. Yeah, I think respect is the biggest thing, right? Whether it's between a friendship or a relationship, but especially in a relationship, that mutual respect and that loyalty is something you want. It's something you feel with brothers, with family, with friends, and when you can find it with somebody special that you can spend the rest of your life with, I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I agree. Like when I see something like that, I feel that it's so missing in the world that people will really love each other, and like I always see people complain that they don't found the right person, and like I think this is what is missing.
Yeah, I think, there's a reason why nowadays almost 50% of marriages end in divorce, and it's really sad. I think true love is so hard to find sometimes, and we search for something that sounds like love or that looks like love or that maybe feels a little bit like love, but it really isn't. And I think that can be sometimes really hard to find. And I think when you do find it, it really fulfills you. And can it be sustained is, I think, one of the hardest questions. I think with technology and social media and everything we see nowadays, it can get really easy to get lost in all that and forget really who you're there for and who you need to be with, and find that person that really, like the video said, wants to take pictures with you, wants to talk to her mom about you, wants to hear about you, not just the news. I think I really connect with it. It's something I'm searching for. I'm sure we all are.
You ever feel that kind of love?
I think I did at some point. It was definitely there. I've been in love, but at the same time, maybe I didn't know what it was. Maybe I thought it was something like that. I ended up falling out of love. So I think it can be hard. I don't know if when you fall out of love, maybe were you really ever in love? I'm not sure.
Interesting. That's a great point.
I hope I was. I want to think I was, but it was hard. And when things end, when you do separate yourself, it can be very difficult. I think love, though, is when you find somebody, when you find a girl, and they're your best friend in every sense of the word. They are your best friend, and I think that's really the hardest thing to find is if you can find somebody who you also love and willing to do anything for, and they're your person, but they're also your best friend. You know, you go through everything together, so you need to be friends as well as, you know, that significant other, that girlfriend and wife.
I agree. I think I always say to people that the first time as a man feel love unconditional is from his mom. And when you find the right girl that you know that she is your future wife, you will feel the same again as you feel as a baby, as a child. The same love that you feel from your mom. I say when a man fully loves some girl, you feel that he can be a child next to her. And a girl, when she really fully loves a man, she can be a mom next to him. And it's not mean like he can act like a child. Like to be high value, respected man and provide and protect the family. But in the same moment, he can feel like, wow, she can like, she is everything for me.
I think it's vulnerability, right? You can be very vulnerable in front of your mom, always. You know, your mom's always gonna love you unconditionally. I can cry in front of my mom. I can talk to her about the most deep, personal, meaningful things to me, and I know she'll always love me. I know she'll always be there for me. And to open up that vulnerability to somebody, you know, who at one point was a stranger, and to get that close with somebody is difficult. And when you do find it, and it's really, you know, as a man, your wife and that best friend, you can be vulnerable and you can be open. And that's why I think we kind of search for that similarity.
Yeah, my mom represents everything that I love in that world for me.
It's everything.
Yeah, my mom is everything.
Yeah, she's, in my opinion, my mom, the most beautiful and the most powerful and the most amazing and smart and intellectual woman in the world. And, you know, I think we all see our mothers in such a high light, such a high aspect, that when we want to find somebody to settle down with, we are searching for somebody of that high standard and caliber.
Yeah. People that watch that call your mom, say that you love her. Yeah.
You can never say it enough times. And I think we've all gone through a phase. I know I did. I fought a lot with my mom growing up, and, you know, a lot of arguments, a lot of vicious words, and you look back and you wish you could take back all of it. But at the same time, it's grown. Me and my mom, we're so much closer now, and she's literally the closest person in my life to me, and she means everything to me.
Amazing.
And, I think we need to always show appreciation to our mothers.
I love that. Yeah. Let's run for the next one.
Let's do it.
Realize how bad you're fucking up right now. Seriously. He is trying all he can to show you that he loves you and that he's there for you. Trying to be your shoulder to cry on through all your overthinking and your crazy moments. And you're pushing him away. For what? He is so rare to come by. Guys who actually give a fuck are so rare to come by, and you're just pushing this one away like he's nothing. Why? Everybody I know, they always ask, where are the good guys at? Hun, he's right in front of you. Don't fuck it up. If you love him like you tell him you do, then fucking show it. Don't keep pushing him aside, because all that's gonna do is make him think that he's not appreciated. It's just gonna show him that no matter what he does, it's not gonna matter, because he's gonna get played. That's when you create fuckboys. Don't fucking ruin a good guy because you're too selfish to realize it.
Wow.
What do you think?
I think we all, as when we're young, we all want things that we don't have. And when you have something right in front of you, you subconsciously don't want it. You want the thing that's hard to get, that's hard, you know, you want that chase, so I think when I was growing up, you know, I would have a crush on a girl, I was the nice guy, you know, did the flowers, the this, the that, and you realize a lot of people, they don't want that right away. And I think it's a maturity thing. I think we want the things we can't have or the things we don't have. It's a subconscious effort in our minds to really push away the things that are right in front of us, whether they're the best thing in the world or not. And I think as a kid, it really forces a lot of boys to turn into, as you said, fuck boys, right? And all of a sudden you then want that because that's not right in front of you. And I think women, though, as they mature, as men mature as well, I think when you're young, you know, girls really want, you know, the fuck boy, the thing that they can't have. And then as you get older, you start to mature and realize that I really want that good guy, that guy that loves me with utmost certainty. But it's not that simple, and I think it takes time.
Yeah, that's a really good approach. The same moment I will tell you that people that great people, great men, like are to find the right girl. And when you start to date with a girl and you do whatever you need to do as a gentleman, and she think like, it's too good for me, it's too perfect. It's like destroy the relationship even it before it's began.
Yeah.
And like there is great men out there. Like there is great men. I know great people, but in the same moment, a lot of time when they date with a girl, she like crush them and she take all the courage of them and destroy it. Like if a man come and try to take your number, at least you can be nice. Like even if you don't have a boyfriend, say I have a boyfriend, I'm sorry, and like smile to him, but nice that you try. At least you try, because most of the men not try.
Yeah, I think that's a product also of social media and the world we live in today. It used to be, you could approach a woman in the street, at a bar, and whether she was interested in you or not, there was a kindness, there was a warm felt. I think social media has now somewhat deteriorated that. We start to rely on dating apps and things like that to meet, and I think it is very crushing sometimes. Rejection is so hard, and to build the confidence can be difficult as well. And when you face rejection, it can be hard to get back up on your feet. Like you said, I'm sure you've been crushed at some point by a girl. Everyone has. I have. And it's not easy. And I think the biggest thing is to get back up and try again. And, you'll find the right one out there, but it's not easy for sure.
Yeah, it's hard. And I think even I did mistake with girls too. I don't think I'm the most amazing, I didn't make any mistakes. And I did some mistakes, and I'm sure everyone did mistakes. But in the same moment, I try always like to be a gentleman and to follow my dreams. And it's happened in life that you feel like maybe in the first 2 weeks, maybe it's the right girl, and then no, she's not the right girl because you really start to know her. And if your values is different, you're deep inside, you want different thing in life. Even if you try to keep it working, one day it will like collapse in front of you.
So do you think in a relationship, connecting on values and having similar values is probably one of the most important parts?
I think yes, because like I'm really I'm against drugs, alcohol, pornography, all this stuff. And if I date with a girl that she able to do all this stuff and she love that, like how we can be connect. Like I date with a girl that in the basic needs, she told me why we need to do and to be like loyal to each other in a relationship. Why I can't sleep with other guys. Like for me, like the most basic. I don't I consider myself as a value man, and I cannot even imagine or think about that my girl will want to sleep with other guy. Like you can always like go to the gym and see, she's sexier than my girl. But there is something deeper, the connection between you and your girl. And it's more than everything.
Yeah, I think in today's world, we see with politics, it can really separate the values between two different people. Do you think if you disagree politically, do you think that correlates to values as well? Or how do you see that?
So in my opinion, in America it's different than Israel. And I just started to learn all the political system in America.
It's a lot here.
It's a lot. But in the same moment, I think a lot of people that vote for Trump or vote for Kamala, even Trump won, they have like similar opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe one of them, like I think most of the men vote for Trump and a lot of women too, because there is a lot of stuff that Trump say, but he don't really take it seriously. And he just say that to be Trump, man, that guy is, in my opinion, is a genius. He built the best team. He's a fucking businessman that conquer the world.
Definitely.
You see, he's the strongest guy in America. But a lot of women, they didn't vote for him because what he represent. But I think a lot of people that didn't vote for him think that maybe part of his opinion or his action that he done in the last time that he was a president was right.
Yeah.
But Kamala, she is like more like natural. She is more like for the people. She represents something else that Trump not represent.
Yeah, definitely. I think Trump was very much appealing to the hardship that a lot of Americans were facing. And maybe Kamala more to the emotional side of things. But most Americans, we have the same values, right? We have the same objectives. We all want America to be great. We all want to live in a prosperous society. So ideally, politics don't get in the way.
Yeah.
Right? But I think they end up doing so because the values behind the politics end up being different values between a couple. A man may be very prioritizing the economy, the things like that, but it doesn't always align at home as well, you know? So I think it's difficult. I agree with you. If the values don't align, whether it's politics, whether it's, you know, drugs, alcohol, or monogamy, those are all things that are so important. And if you don't align, it can be very, very difficult to connect on a real deep level.
I fully agree about that.
Yeah.
You ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
Ask a man how he's doing, and he says, I'm all right. I'm here to tell you, that man is not all right. That man is battling demons that you cannot even possibly imagine. That man is struggling every single day to find a reason to keep going. And the reason we say we're all right is because as a man, nobody really fucking cares what you're going through. So why even bother to say it? But you know what? I feel you, brother. Because I'm alright too.
What do you think about that video?
I think we forget how emotional men can be. I think it connects with all the previous videos that we've been talking about. In a relationship, a man is emotional. I don't think we always show it. I don't think we always express it. I think for me, I'm not the best at expressing my feelings. I don't always talk about what's going on inside. And I think, you know, suicide in men is very, very high, much higher than women. And I think the lack of communication, the lack of maybe the skills of communication play a role in that. I actually had a really close friend commit suicide a year and a half ago, and it impacted everybody around us. And I saw him that night, totally normal. Didn't think there was a single problem going on. And when I woke up the next morning, I got a call that broke me down.
Yeah.
And even then, I still wasn't ready to talk to other people about it. And that was the problem. The fundamental problem is I saw him the night before, and he didn't feel the ability or the maybe the comfort to be able to be open about his feelings and to be vulnerable. It's the video we talked about at the very beginning, is that vulnerability. And can you find somebody to be vulnerable with? Whether it's your wife, your future wife, or even your friends. And men, I think, find a very, very difficult time being vulnerable.
Yeah, I fully understand you, because men's wants to be and represent strong and to show everyone like nothing can break me. Like every time that people ask me, how are you? I can say, can be perfect, like can be like nothing bad. But in the same moment, you have been through and fight a lot of things in your life. Yeah, even in the past, like situation that we lived in Israel, that was like crazy, a year and almost a year and a half, that we have been through a lot. And we lost, everyone lost friends, everyone lost people that he loved. And I remember like myself, like when I was inside Gaza and fighting, the moment that I left, I tried to check how was my father. My father is my role model, my hero. And like all his friends told me, your father said that it was okay, but we saw that it is like different. And when I saw like my role model, like the guy that I admire more than anything else in the world, I've been through something that he know that his son now fighting, both of his son, because my brother was in the war too. He didn't feel okay, but in the same moment, like I think if you're able to speak about your emotion with someone in your life, like I just met a girl that really talked with me about emotion. I was like really surprised, and when I said to my friend, it like was really surprised too, because you know that Yovel does not talk about emotion.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important to speak about emotion, to be able to open, to be able to say the truth, and not only to show strength, but when you need to be power, and you need to show how strong you are, be that guy.
Yeah, I think it's very hard to be sensitive, really, at the end of the day. I find myself as not a sensitive person. to try and contain the emotions inside of me
Yeah.
and pretend like everything's okay at times. And sometimes it is okay to be sensitive, and it's okay to let those emotions out. And when we do close off, we try to be that symbol of strength for everybody around us. I always want to be a symbol of strength to my family, to my friends. And, you know, if I'm seeing a girl, I want to be strong. And sometimes we lose sight of that. That takes a toll on us, a big toll. And sometimes we're not all right, and we do need to let it out. But at the same time, life is amazing. Right? Life is beautiful. There are hardship. You know, in Israel, we saw so much hardship just in the past year.
Yeah.
Things that we didn't believe could ever occur. But life is still beautiful. We see in Tel Aviv, the Israelis, they still party, they still enjoy, they try to find the joy in life. And I think that's the hardest thing, is we need to find the joy in life. And as men, sometimes we pretend like everything is okay, and instead of looking for the joy, and sometimes that joy means opening up to somebody and talking about what's going on inside.
I agree.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's difficult. I mean, have you found yourself opening up more over time?
Yeah, all the time. Like when you finish the war, people try to send you to psychology and to talk therapy and whatever. Try to help you to recover, and try to help you to find the words, what to say. But in my opinion, the best therapy in the world is your squad, the people that have been through what you've ever been. And I always say, like, to people, if you have demons inside you, don't run to drugs, don't escape that. Go and fight. Find a way that you can fight against that, and try how you can figure it out. Because I got like 2 weeks that I was not able to sleep. And I said, fuck, I need like to fight against that. I can't stop. Like, I know you're not able to give up. As a man, you don't have the privilege to be weak. You don't have the privilege to be sick. You don't have the privilege, because you need like to build what the action that I do right now is to build my future family. And I will do everything for that. So I fought against my demons, and I am ready.
So now, living in Colorado, how do you connect with your squad, with your unit, as much as possible?
You still talk with your friend like almost every day. And my closest friend, was in different units, but we have been through everything, like kind of the same, you know, the same war. And we always speak with each other. I think for me, it was more harder to speak with I trained teenager to be in the special forces, to speak with them about what we have been through, because they always look at me about like someone that trained them. And just yesterday I got a call from one of them that joined to one of the elite forces in Israel, and he speak with me about that he and his girlfriend broke up after 3 years, and he's still in the training, and it's broke him down, man. I understand. Like, I remember when I was in the training, my girl like called me and break up for me. And that was like one of the hardest moments that I've been through in my life, because you are in the training, you always fight for your position, you do everything to be there, and then you got a call that, man, the girl that you love at home, she's not there anymore. And I talked with him, and that's harder for me, in my opinion, like to be more open with them with emotion than with my friend that have been through the same thing that I have been through, because they look at me about one way, and I always tell them, you can speak with me about everything. Like, they are my brothers for me. They are like my young brothers.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think it's hard to find friends like that, friends that will drop anything for you, that you can be vulnerable in front of.
Yeah.
And I think the army in Israel is a great place to find that, because you go through everything, thick and thin together, life and death. And it's a great way to find those people who are going to be there at your wedding, at your funeral, everything. Yeah. And that's what really matters in life, is to find the people who you'll be there for and will be there for you. And you can call at 2 a.m. and they'll pick up, and they'll drive however long or fly however long if you really need them. People you can really connect with.
Yeah, I fully agree about that.
Yeah.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Don't ever beg for love. Don't ever beg for connection. Don't ever beg somebody to stay with you. Don't ever beg somebody to be with you. Don't ever beg. You are a sovereign being. You're a sovereign light. You offer love and connection in your own world. Be with somebody who wants to be with you. Be with somebody who chooses you. Be with somebody that sees your light, appreciates that light, and helps that light shine brighter. Don't ever beg for connection. Don't ever beg for love.
That's connect directly for what I said to the guy.
Yeah.
Like I told him, if she doesn't want to be with you, let it go. You become stronger and bigger from that. It will make you toughest, and it will make you want to achieve more.
I've been on both sides of this. I've begged and been begged. And I know in my longest relationship, it started to become where I was being begged too, and I wasn't comfortable anymore being who I was in that relationship, because I wanted to be somebody for this person, and I no longer was inside in my heart. And I didn't want them to beg for me. I wanted them to feel that I wanted them, and that wasn't the case anymore. And that was one of the reasons we fell out of love. But I've been on the other side of it. I've begged for love. I've begged for that, and it's not good for you. I think one thing that everybody, men, women, you need to love yourself before you can love somebody else. And that really avoids the situation. If you can love yourself, you can be okay alone. You can be happy, you're fulfilled, you have goals, aspirations, you're doing things in life. And then the right person will come along and fill maybe that last puzzle piece. But the puzzle is almost complete without it. And as long as you're whole by yourself, doing the things for you, I think then the right person will come along and fit into the life that you want together.
Yeah. I always say the most important relationship in life is the relationship with yourself. And if you will not love yourself, if you will not push forward, and if you will not be loyal to yourself, and loyal to yourself is meant to be with a huge amount of self-discipline, you will not be able to achieve nothing in life. Because this is the most important relationship, because you're gonna stuck with yourself for the rest of your life, and you cannot choose differently. So if you will not develop an amazing relationship with yourself, you will not be able to run forward. And when we speak about beg for love, when you will love yourself unconditionally, when you understand that who you are is what you are, and you will be able to see that and seize that and love yourself. You don't need to beg for love from anyone else in the world.
Yeah, I think once you love yourself, you never need to feel begged. But when you find the right person, you'll never need to beg either, right? When you find that person that completes you, that's your best friend, that you can go through thick and thin with, you can do everything with, you'll feel that love 24/7, regardless of if they text you, regardless of if they're with you. That you'll feel that love because it radiates off them. You feel it in their energy, and you'll never feel like you need to beg for love. And I've been on, as I said, I've been on both sides of it. When you do beg, it really diminishes you, and you realize that you're not whole with yourself, like you said. You need to be whole with yourself, to love yourself, to be ready to be alone sometimes, and be okay alone.
Yeah, I agree that you need to be about if you find the right girl, you will never need to beg for love. I saw that in my own eyes with people that really love each other and people that never beg for love, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's really strong, and the right relationship will push you like to do everything that you ever dream about.
Do you think if you have ever had to beg for love, that person that you're begging for could end up still being that person for you?
I always say in the moment that the other side decide to go or to give up, you can't fight anymore because they decide to go.
Yeah.
But if they're still there, I will be the biggest fighter in the world. And I think people say there is difference between love and fight. I think you cannot be a lover without be a fighter, because people that really love, they will fight for the love. And for fight, you need two people.
Yeah.
You can't fight about someone that want to left you and doesn't want to be next to you.
You definitely need to fight for love. At the same time, though, sometimes it is a matter of letting somebody go. Right? If somebody doesn't deserve to be fought for, you can't fight for them.
Yeah.
And I think it's a hard line to find, because when you have something genuine and real, you do want to fight for it. But if if that person doesn't want you and that's not going to change, then you shouldn't fight for somebody who wouldn't fight for you.
Yeah.
It's a respect thing, like the first video. If there's that mutual respect, there will be that fight for true love. And when it's not mutually respectful, when there's not the same values that we talked about, then begging for love is the wrong option. And sometimes you do need to learn to let go and let somebody walk away.
I agree. Yeah, you can see that even if you love someone so much and he doesn't love you, the right move is to just let it go. Like for them, more than for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready for the last one?
Let's do it.
A woman needs love, a man needs respect. But it's almost easy for us to say, well, he can get my respect when he earns it. Can you imagine if your husband said she can have my love when she earns it? Just as much as women need love, your husband needs respect. Not only was he created to be able to need this, to receive it, he was built that way, he's going to be drawn to the places where he actually does receive it. Right. Whether it's his workplace, you know, some of us are like, why is he always out of the house? Why doesn't he like to be at home? Why does he always feel so grumpy or look so grumpy when he's at home? But then for some reason, when we're out with his friends or when he's at work, he's thriving there. You see so much joy in him. It's because he's receiving respect. He's gonna find respect in the relationships where he receives it. And if that's the case, we've got to figure out a way to understand that there is a true need for a man to be able to receive respect.
People make time for the things that they love and the things that they want. Everybody, men and women, you'll make time for the things you want to make time for. And you always make excuses for the things that you're not willing to make time for. You know, we're all busy people. We're all, you know, we all have things going on. But if I really like somebody, I'll make time for them out of a busy day. And that's a respect thing. That's a mutual respect.
Yeah.
And what she's saying, I understand completely. It's, you know, you always need that respect. You always need that love from both sides. And a man needs love too. A man needs love and respect. And a woman needs love and respect.
What do you think men need more, love or respect?
I don't know if it's an issue of more. I think it depends when, right? Sometimes men, we need to be vulnerable and all we need is love. We need to be heard, we need to be felt, we need to be comforted. Not often, because we do hold a lot inside, but sometimes you do need it. At the same time, respect, mutual respect in a relationship is the most important thing. That's where we get the same values, the same loyalty, the same goals in life is through respect. I don't think it's an either or situation. Do you think one is more important than the other for a man?
You gave a great point. Yeah, I always say that respect is the most strongest thing that a man needs, because man wants to feel respectful. Man wants to feel that he is like, I am the man. Like I always think that I value men wants to feel that, and this is why you see I value men. They always like try to build some company because they want to be the head of the company. Try to be the CEO and not one of the employee, because they want to be someone. And if he doesn't feel the respect, if he doesn't feel that he is someone next to his wife, he will not wants to be there. Like I always listen to people that told me, I'm so happy that vacation is over. I had enough to be with my wife. This is a huge problem. Like, man,
Yeah.
you have fucking problems in a relationship. You're not in the right relationship. You destroyed your life. So if she will give him enough respect, he will want to be with her 24/7. This is exactly what you say, and I fully agree about that. But if she will not respect him and she only love him, it will not worth that. Because even if you can love someone, but you can get zero respect to him.
No, yeah. I think generally men need respect more than love, just because men are not always going to show the vulnerability of a need for love. And usually they'll show that they need respect and that they want respect from everybody around them. I recently started talking to somebody, and the energy that they give is the energy that you get, right? You give when you get. So if I'm high energy, if I'm excited, if I'm ready to rock, they will too. They'll kind of bounce that energy off each other. And I think that's what you need in a relationship and in a marriage. You need somebody who, you may have had a really long day at work. You may have, bosses yelling at you. It might have been a really, really shitty day. You come home and your wife is just bouncing that energy, brings that energy out of you. And I think that's what you need. And I think that's a combination of love and respect. Your wife may respect that you had a tough day, that life was really hard today, but still they're able to bring love out of you. They're able to bring that energy out of you. I think it's a difficult one, but when you find the right person, I think it becomes actually really easy.
I really love that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think energy is just really important. We all have moody days. We all have sad days. And if you can bring the energy out of somebody to, even when they're at the bottom of the day, they feel just really shitty about the day, you can bring that out of them. I think that's why a lot of men love to work out. I know when I work out in the morning, all of a sudden the rest of my day is much better. It brings the energy out of me. And I want to find somebody who brings that energy out of me 24/7. Who, when I'm with them, when I'm with her, I'm going to feel the energy shoot up, and somebody you can bounce off of. So for me, I think it's a respect thing. You need that mutual respect, but you can really extract that love from that energy, from the respect.
That's fully true. That's game changer in a relationship.
Definitely. I mean, do you think in the relationships you've been in, do you usually feel you're getting more respect or more love?
I think, first of all, my ex-girlfriend, I got 2 ex-girlfriends, but I speak about the last one. She's amazing. I think she's gonna be a great partner for the guy that choose her or she choose him. And she's gonna be an amazing mom for sure. I think in our relationship, what I felt the most is that our dreams and goals in life was really different. Like, she was fully respect me, she was fully love me, but I felt it was always about me. And maybe it's what I was needed in that time, or maybe it's not. I don't know to tell you. She felt what she needed to feel, and she did what she thinks she was need to do, and she did it great. But it's hard to say. I think if it was less about me, maybe it was still working right now. But in the same moment, I feel that was the right decision for both of us to not be together, because she needs someone that will be more with her, focus about her. And I think I need some girl, some lady that will be able to focus more about herself, and I will keep focusing about myself, and we'll be able to push each other. But I always say that I need a girl next to me with high goals and want to achieve something, and not the main goal of her will be a mom. Because if the main goal to be a mom, she only wants to bring a children. I always say, I dream to be a dad. It's one of my dreams. I gonna be like,
the best dad there ever was.
So. That's my goal.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that. But one day I hope so it will happen. But in the same moment, like I always say, I don't want children. I want to build a family. Because if I only want children, can bring children with every woman that's still able to bring children. It's like every woman, like I think under 45 years old. But in the same moment, I want to build a family. And a family, I can't build with everyone. This is why it's really important for me to find the right girl, and I think it's the most important decision in your life.
Definitely. Do you think that finding that right person, do you look nowadays from your past relationship, are you looking, like what are those early signs for respect?
I think the early signs for respect, that first of all, she not shy to be next to you. I think it's important because a lot of time in the beginning, like women's shy or men shy to be next to their partners. It's mean that they don't feel really comfortable with them. And if you embarrass from your lady, man, you fucked up. And the same moment, you will see the respect coming towards you in the small thing in life. Like, I think is if she asking, are you okay? How was your day? It's like all the small thing, if she really care about you. Because respect is like to be like, a little bit like, to care about you, like to be a little bit like mom. And yeah.
Interesting. I think that that's more love. I think that care is love. I think when you really care about somebody, when you really love somebody, you're going to show interest in everything that's going on. But like you said, you need somebody who has aspirations and goals in life.
Yeah.
Regardless of if it's to build a family, to build a company. And that's, I think, where mutual respect comes in. If you can respect each other's goals, your aspirations, and then that energy, like you said, really pulls from each other. You're not embarrassed. You're excited to be around each other. You're proud. Like the first video we saw, I want a girl that I can put on a pedestal because I'm so proud. And I want a girl who's going to put me on a pedestal and who's going to talk to her mom about me. And I'm going to talk to my mom about her. And I'm going to probably be smiling ear to ear while I'm doing it because it just makes me that excited. So I think when we care, it's a lot of love that we're showing. And I think men show love a lot of times like I'm a doer. I'm somebody who's, if there's a problem, let's say, if she's, let's say, dealing with a problem, I'm going to go try and fix it. I'm not maybe the most caring in terms of I'm going to comfort. I'm going to show that maybe that love. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to go help and figure out how I can fix it. And I think you need to learn to maybe balance both. And that's something I can always work on. But I think what you were saying about finding somebody who has those goals, who has that, it's a sign of mutual respect. Because even if you have goals, if you start putting your goals on top of her goals, then there's no respect there.
Yeah. Man, I love that. Maybe love is respect and respect is love.
Yeah, I think you need both. You need to find somebody who can give you both. And that's why I think usually you can find a lot of mutual respect between friends. And when you have a really close friend, like you said, people from your unit, you have respect and you're willing to listen, but you also have love. And I think with a friend, the level of love is obviously not as high as maybe your wife. But that might be easier to find a friend, but to find the person for you, your wife, the mother of your future kids, is somebody that you value at such a high level of respect that you're willing to do anything for them. And that comes from love.
I love that. So for the end, what is the biggest advice that you can give for someone or some lady about all the relationship in life?
I'm somebody who bounces a lot between destiny and luck. Religiously, we believe in destiny. We believe people have a purpose. We believe our soul has a purpose. But usually when you don't have a purpose, you start to believe that everything's up for luck and that's why you have free will, you have free choice. I think in today's world, I try to balance both. I think we all have a destiny. We all have a purpose on earth. And the goal is to fulfill that, but you might not always, and that's where the free will comes in. So I think when it comes to meeting the right person and finding the person for you, you are destined to be with somebody. I truly believe that. And I think everybody can find that person and it may be difficult, it's a hard path, but never give up. I think look for the signs, look for the people that are there for you, that care for you and show that mutual respect. Yeah. So for some of us, we find it in high school when we have our high school sweethearts, and we all wish, like my parents were high school sweethearts. And I wish I found somebody like that in high school. And for some of us, it takes much longer, but I think the biggest thing is to never give up in everything you do, whether it's finding somebody or whether it's work or your aspirations and your goals, and to find somebody who builds those goals with you and who's willing to help when you're down, you're willing to help when they're down. So the biggest thing is really never stop looking and never stop reaching up.
Yeah, and I think in the moment that you got it, never lose that. Hold that, keep that, and fight for that love.
Hold it tight. I mean, why do you think then that a lot of people do lose it? Do you think it's because they're not fighting anymore, or?
Don't think it's because they're not fighting anymore. It's because they think there is something better outside. Mm-hmm. But if you have something great now, nothing can change that.
Yeah. I think it goes back to respect though. I think if you're complacent, then you lose respect. And that's where you lose somebody. So yeah, hold tight, but don't show complacency.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's the biggest thing. Once you have something, I mean, who am I to speak? Who are you to speak? We don't know anything.
We don't know nothing.
We're trying though,
yeah.
But that's the beauty of it. And
we are part of the process.
Yeah, we have aspirations, we have goals, and we're hoping to find somebody with us. And I think one other thing is, we're so focused on social media and meeting somebody through a dating app that we've lost the ability sometimes to just go up and talk to a girl and to say hello and be okay with rejection and go from there. So I think building that confidence and maybe separating ourselves slightly from social media and finding the things that really mean something to us, and then going from there is important.
Man, I think I learned a lot from that conversation. I hope so the people that watch you learn a lot too. Man, I love you, brother. You're
I love
genius.
you. Actually.
Actually.
No, seriously. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
It's been amazing. Lovely conversation, lovely topics, and gonna make me think about it all day.
Me too, my
great.
brother.
Awesome.
Thank you.